What's good, people? It's your boy DJ T Stomp, and let me make something very clear. Hip hop, without a doubt, is on life support right now, and T.I. and 50 Cent are the two guys running into the ICU and doing the fucking compressions on the genre, right? It's dead, right? And why it's dead and how dead it is another conversation. That's not what we're talking about. Today, I want to, give my thoughts on this T.I. 50 Cent beef and really get down to the important aspects of it, right? In terms of how the beef started, honestly, I'm not invested enough in hip-hop anymore to even really tell you, okay? If I'm not mistaken, there was something with, I think 50 said something about T.I.'s wife, and then T.I.'s responding. All you need to know is that T.I. has dropped like 5 diss tracks, I think at this point, or maybe it's 4 to 5 diss tracks. And then T.I.'s kids have also dropped diss tracks towards 50. And 50 has not replied with any music. There's no signs that he's going to drop any sort of response. And he just kind of comments under things or leaves memes. That's the only way he gets back at T.I. Now, I will admit, of the 4 diss tracks T.I. has dropped, all but like one of them are garbage, you know? And here's the reality of the situation, right? Because a lot of people, I think, they're not picking this up, okay? Does T.I. hate 50? Probably. He probably doesn't fuck with him, right? But let's not pretend that this isn't opportunistic in any way either, right? T.I. is without a doubt a trap legend. You know, a lot of people would agree that he coined the term trap music, okay? He had a very big run in the 2000s, you know. King was a great album. You know, he he had a lot of classics, right? But I would say ever since 2014, his career has been relatively dead, right? Like, the last hurrah for his career was probably like, 2014 when he had that Ain't About the Money with Thug and Blurred Lines with Robin Thicke. Because when he got out of jail back in the day, he did have like a good push, right? But his career has been dead for like 10 years. Yes, he's put out music. Yes, he's given out some features here and there. But not Billboard charting songs or chart-topping songs, right? Now, T.I. has been somewhat of an anomaly where, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but T.I. does have a song with Pharrell that is currently either in the top 40 or on its way to the Billboard top 40, right? It's doing really, really well. And I think in T.I.'s brain, he saw, okay, this is an opportunity. I don't fuck with 50. He pissed me off, so I will beef with him. But this is opportunistic. I can have somewhat of a comeback right now, right? I already have a hot song, right? The song with Pharrell. I'm blanking on the name of the song, but the song with Pharrell is hot right now, so I'm heating up from the song. The 50 beef will get me a lot of like clout and publicity and put my name back in the hip-hop conversation again, so I'm going to keep spamming these diss tracks, you know? And if he's able to get 50 to respond, or even if he doesn't, if he can follow up with like more decent music, he can kind of get his name in the rotation of being a hot rapper again. I think it reminds me a lot of, I was going to say Juicy J, but I think a better example would be Plies. I don't know if you guys remember, but Plies also had a good run in the late 2000s, right? By 2012, his career had slowed down a lot. Like, he had that Becky song, and then things were pretty slow. Then he got on Instagram, and he started doing Sweet Pussy Saturday and, you know, all these Instagram skits and whatnot. He started getting his name out there, and then he ran off on the plug, and then, you know, he was able to make, like, a big comeback. And Plies was, like, well into his 40s at this point, right? So I think T.I. thinks, yo, I could try to have, like, kind of like a comeback in that sense, you know? Maybe this beef can, like, heat T.I. up enough to where he can get maybe a couple other Billboard songs, maybe a good tour out of it, you know, kind of like reignite his career in a sense. I don't know. I think that's kind of what makes T.I. so eager to keep dropping these diss tracks, because if 50 does respond to him, that will do a ton for him, right? Now, is 50 Cent going to respond to T.I.? Fuck no. He's not going to. He's just going to keep giving memes and and keep maybe writing a couple comments here and there or posting memes, but that's about it, right? And it's very simple why he's not going to reply to T.I. It's not fucking advantageous for him to do it. 50 Cent drops music once in a blue moon. I mean, in the last 5 years, I know he had a feature on Nicki Minaj's album, and he worked on the Pop Smoke album, had a feature on there. Outside of that, I can't think of anything else 50 Cent has like done musically, besides maybe music for his TV shows. He's like the TV show guy, right? He doesn't get anything for posting. If he drops a song, it's like, yeah, it'll earn money, but it's probably meager compared to the money that he's making from Le Chemin du Roi and the TV shows and whatnot, you know? So it's just not advantageous for him to entertain T.I. And let's be real, a lot of people are talking about a versus. Oh, who would win in a versus? T.I. versus 50. I mean, if 50 Cent doesn't drop a diss song, doesn't drop a song replying to T.I., he's definitely not going to agree to do a versus. Now, I don't think it would be an absolute blowout, because I have seen some people say like, oh, in a versus 50 wins 20-0. No. If 50 and T.I. do a versus, it would be like a 13-7 victory for 50, you know? Just because the get rich or die trying track list is already going to do so much to T.I. in a versus. I mean, T.I. does have some major hits, but it's like these In the Club and, man, Window Shopper, all of those songs are just, it'll be fairly hard for, I don't know, for T.I. to last 20 songs against 50 Cent. But at this point, I'm just rambling. TLDR, the reason T.I. is so eager to drop all these diss tracks is because he knows he can get his career hot again if he keeps going at 50. And 50 is not responding because, well, it's just not advantageous for 50 to respond.